Sukuna vs Gojo has been one of the most intense matches we have seen in all of JJK. I am so hyped for these chapters, and Gege Akutami just simply does not miss. These chapters have been so intense, and it makes so much sense. This is why Gege is doing weekly breaks in between chapters. Obviously, we're being in the late game of Jujutsu Kaisen, but it's just still so exciting to me, and I just can't wait to talk about this latest chapter. As always, if you enjoy this style of content and you want to see more anime or manga-based content on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely let me know in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen next? I'm very excited for this JJK finale, and I get that we're approaching the end of the story, but it is kind of scary to see that Gege is taking so many breaks. But on the other hand, to start this chapter off, it's actually quite interesting for once. I think this is like the first time in a while that we actually see Gojo on the back foot here. We haven't seen him on the back foot since the Toji fight, and interesting enough, like once Sukuna Blade reaches Gojo, he actually instinctively, I would want to say, immediately uses reverse curse technique to try to stop the slashing, but obviously that won't last for long because we know for a fact that the slashing won't stop until he either exits Sukuna's domain or Sukuna lets down his domain, which I doubt is ever going to happen in this chapter, right? And with that being said, we finally get an explanation for it, which a lot of people in the community have already speculated. I don't know if it's have been stated by Gege before, but basically how Gojo's teleportation works is him literally using the limitless technique to compress the distance between his location and his destination. So basically, like I said, subtracting the distance from him and his location. But seeing as how he just used his domain, immediately trying to use a curse technique after that is not really working, which is weird. I don't really know if this is a retcon on Gege's part, but I feel like Gojo was able to spam domains because he has the limitless before. Like when he fought the disaster spirits, he was able to spam domains. Not really spam, but he literally opened domain and then immediately closed it. And then in that short frame, he killed Hanami. So can Gojo not spam domains anymore? Was that a retcon? Was that always the case? Or was it just a situation where he won't use that much curse energy, but it's taking him a while to restore his technique? Maybe, if I'm not reading into it too much, is the fact that he can't use his technique after a domain immediately. You know what I mean? Which I don't know if that is the case, but it might be the case. He can still use curse energy, but his curse technique actually takes a while to restore, which could be the case, right? And that was just really interesting from Gege's part. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the whole Gojo not having his technique right away part, or is it just me that thought about that? And this next panel is so brutal as we see Gojo literally being slashed to death by the Shrine. And obviously he's all bloodied and bantered and he tries to make a run for it, but obviously we know that Sukuna is not going to let him escape, right? This right here was just so these panels are just so clean, and I gotta say, I gotta commend Gege for even being such an amazingly talented artist like this to even do this in the first place, right? But obviously Gojo's on the back foot. Everybody's worried that he's gonna lose, but we see something from Gojo that not a lot of people know about. Gojo actually uses a simple domain, which not a lot of people knew whether he had it or not, but it would make sense for him to be the strongest to really have acquired a simple domain, right? But basically Yuji is just surprised to see it, and Kusakabe is just saying it's not that he couldn't do it, he's just a bad teacher. You know what I'm saying? He can't really explain things, but it's easier for him to do things than explain things. That's the type of man that Gojo is, right? And simple domain is definitely countering the sure hit effect of the technique, so the technique is not hitting him, but he's still inside the domain. So it's one thing going for him, and they are basically watching the fight. They're speculating that he's using that time to heal and regenerate with reverse curse technique, but the problem is he's still inside the barrier, right? And obviously Sukuna is the simple domain is not stopping Sukuna from attacking Gojo, so they obviously trade blows and everything again. But he does it one more time, right? You know what I mean? After Sukuna combats him, he pops another simple domain, and everybody's wondering why is he still doing this, right? So in their mind, Gojo is popping the domain to regenerate using reverse curse technique, because they just assume that he's trying to survive basically. But they all know that if it's a game of survival, he's still gonna lose, because the slashing techniques won't stop until he either leaves the domain or Sukuna deactivates the domain. Which, what I'm saying is, for next chapter, I feel like once Gojo leaves this domain and Sukuna leaves as well, his techniques should be down for a minute. That might be when we see Sukuna switch to Megumi's techniques, because I feel like at this point Sukuna, he doesn't have any bars hold. He's gonna use any and everything in his power to kill Gojo. Right now, in my eyes, I feel like it's more of a prideful thing, him wanting to kill Gojo with his own techniques. But Obviously, we know Sukuna is a curse at the end of the day. He's going to use whatever he can to win by any means necessary. So, with that being said, after he pops his second simple domain, right, and Sukuna cleaves him, basically, and we just assume like he's about to get his head chopped off, Gojo clings to Sukuna, right, and in his face, he pops a reverse curse technique red and blows Sukuna into the shrine. This chapter was so amazing, bro, and everybody is stunned. Like, they finally pieced it together. He wasn't using simple domain to regenerate, but he was using simple domain to recover his curse technique. Gojo is an insane genius, and this is exactly why he's the strongest of this modern era, right? This chapter was amazing. Shout out to Gege Akutami. I don't know, I think the chapter, there's a break this week, so the chapter drops like 2 weeks from now. In the comments below, let me know, how do you think Gojo will escape Malevolent Shrine? Or if Gojo will escape Malevolent Shrine? Or if Sukuna will deactivate it, Sukuna will switch to Megumi's techniques? Where do you see this fight going? And who do you think is the victor? Me personally, I still want Gojo to win because I feel like there's just more to Megumi's character than that. And obviously they can save Megumi without Gojo, but I doubt that Gojo, being the poster boy for JJK, would have his story end like this. But if it was, this battle is already so climactic, I couldn't blame Gege if he decided to end it like that. So in the comments below, definitely let me know your theories and let me know where you see Gege Akutami taking this story. Or let me know what like you think is going on with Kenjaku. Actually, it doesn't even have to be about this chapter. Where do you think the story is going next? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for loving and supporting these videos. It really does mean a lot. I dropped a Blue Lock video last week. You know what I'm saying? If you do enjoy content like that and you want to see other anime and manga based content other than JJK, definitely go check that out. But with that being said, I thank you guys. I love you guys so much for every time you support me. And as always, if you do enjoy this style of content, if you want to see more anime and other manga based content, let me know in the comment below what you would like to see from me. But with that being said, be sure to leave a like, be sure to leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys for your support. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.